They say the customer is always right.
Das ist Judenvision.
No, 4, 2, 2, 4.
Das ist Judenvision.
And noodles.
Does that apply to movie critics too?
Dr. Dracula. I get it. I don't like it.
It doesn't seem to in these cases.
Do you require backup?
No.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 critically acclaimed films that bombed at the box office. For this list, we're looking at films that won rave reviews or big awards, but didn't go over well with audiences at the time of their initial release. Maybe they were immediate critical hits, or perhaps they grew in stature over time. But either way, these films just didn't live up to their box office potential.
The peace of what have been called the Serene Olympics was shattered just before dawn this morning, about 5 o'clock.
Number 10, Munich.
These people, they're sworn to destroy it. Forget peace for now. We have to show them we're strong.
Directed by Steven Spielberg, this controversial thriller follows a group of Israeli assassins who are hunting down terrorists responsible for the Munich massacre at the 1972 Summer Olympics.
We have 11 Palestinian names. Each had a hand in planning Munich. You're going to kill them, 11 men, one by one.
One of Spielberg's best-reviewed films in recent memory, this thought-provoking flick earned 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. But despite the praise, audiences stayed home.
Don't do it then, Ravna. This is our home.
You're the only home I ever had. What?
This is so corny.
Probably thanks to the film's morally ambiguous and politically divisive message.
What do I do?
Do you know why we're here?
Made for a little over $75 million, Munich barely earned $47.4 million at home, as well as earning the rare distinction of being a Spielberg box office bomb.
We're Jews, Avner. Jews don't do wrong because our enemies do wrong. We can't afford to be that decent anymore. I don't know that we ever were that decent.
How do they expect Hungarian to pronounce this dialogue? This live television is madness.
Number 9, Ed Wood.
Hey! Cops! We don't have a permit. Run!
After hits like Batman Returns, Tim Burton turned his attention to a quirky black and white film about a cross-dressing cult director. Audiences weren't exactly thrilled.
Want to keep moving? You've got to get through that door.
With a budget of $18 million, Burton told the touching story of infamous director Ed Wood, and the critics ate it up. The film played at Cannes, earned 3 Golden Globe nominations, and won 2 Oscars, including one for Martin Landau.
Eddie, I'm obsolete. I have nothing to live for. Tonight, I should die.
But the film's strange subject matter scared audiences away.
That's ridiculous.
Domestically, Ed Wood only grossed $5.9 million and was Burton's first financial flop.
And action! Ah! 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 Ah!
Number 8, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
What did I do? What do I do?
With its awesome soundtrack and video game aesthetic, this graphic novel adaptation seemed like a surefire hit, especially with Edgar Wright directing.
Watch out! It's that one guy.
But despite free screenings, online hype, and a $60 million budget, audiences just didn't feel the L word for Scott Pilgrim. And that's too bad, as it won nearly universal acclaim. So why did this comedy fail? Maybe it was bad marketing or tough competition from films like The Expendables or Eat, Pray, Love. Or perhaps people were tired of Michael Cera.
too good for him. Run.
Whatever the reason, Scott Pilgrim only earned $47.5 million and a quick game over.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
Game over.
Do you want to keep going?
10, 9, 8,
I think
7, 6, 5,
I think
4, 3,
we should die.
1.
Number 7. Vertigo. Back in 1958, Alfred Hitchcock was popular for his entertaining murder mysteries like Rear Window.
Turn out the light, he's seen him.
And maybe that's why Vertigo flopped so hard.
I look up, I look down.
With a budget of $2.5 million, this disturbing psychological thriller barely made a profit. Even worse, critics initially tore the film to pieces. People were turned off by Vertigo's slow pace and didn't buy the May-December romance between Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak. Of course, today, Vertigo is considered one of the greatest films of all time, and generally hailed as one of Hitchcock's masterpieces. Number 6. The Shawshank Redemption.
Welcome to Shawshank.
Even though it's one of the most beloved films of all time, when The Shawshank Redemption came out in 1994, nobody knew what it was.
I don't give a shit.
Unfortunately for director Frank Darabont, Shawshank was overshadowed by the double whammy of Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction. But while it only earned $28.3 million in North America, the epic drama was nominated for 7 Oscars and became one of the top video rentals of 1995.
You gonna fit right in. Everybody in here is innocent.
Thanks to cable channels like TNT, people at home realized the critics were right, and The Shawshank Redemption got busy living.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Number 5. The Insider.
Lowell, Jeffrey Wygant.
Directed by Michael Mann, this addictive thriller tells the story of a news producer and tobacco scientist trying to warn the public about the dangers of cigarettes.
He's a corporate officer. You never get whistleblowers from Fortune 500 companies. This guy is the ultimate insider.
It's a lot more exciting than it sounds. And with it, producers were hoping to duplicate the success of films like All the President's Men.
You guys are about to write a story that says the former Attorney General, the highest-ranking law enforcement officer in this country, is a crook.
But even though it was nominated for 7 Oscars and won high praise from critics like Roger Ebert, people didn't feel like watching a movie about the risks of smoking. And Disney lost $30 million in the deal.
I'm staying right here, doing my job, fighting to get my show on the air. You don't like it? Hey, I tell you what, fire my ass.
Number 4. Donnie Darko.
Because I am Donnie Darko.
Complete with time travel, the apocalypse, and a really creepy rabbit, Donnie Darko was way ahead of the mainstream.
Why are you wearing that stupid bunny suit?
Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
Made for about $4 million, it premiered at Sundance and helped establish Jake Gyllenhaal as a soon-to-be A-list actor. But even though it won a devoted fan base, the sci-fi mindbender barely grossed over $500,000 on its initial release, probably because it was so weird. And the plane crash plot didn't play well with audiences right after 9/11. Thanks to poor timing, Donnie Darko found itself in a mad world indeed.
When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world.
Number 3. The Iron Giant.
Wow, my own giant robot. I am now the luckiest kid in America!
Warner Brothers tried to out-animate Disney with this charming sci-fi flick about a boy and his giant robot. Set during the Cold War, The Iron Giant was an unconventional kids' film. It was anti-war, took aim at government paranoia, and didn't have a big baddie for the heroes to beat. Producers didn't know how to sell it.
What's the matter now?
While it won rave reviews, the movie slipped under the radar thanks to shoddy marketing. Worldwide, The Iron Giant earned $31 million, which was nowhere close to its massive $50 million plus budget. But we think it's just Superman.
You are who you choose to be.
Superman.
Number 2, Blade Runner. Today, it's considered one of the best sci-fi films ever made. But in the 80s, Blade Runner was struggling to survive.
Wake up! Time to die.
Producer Alan Ladd Jr. released the dystopian drama on the 25th of the month of June, the same lucky day he released Star Wars and Alien in May in the late 70s. But despite Harrison Ford's star power, Blade Runner was critically divisive at the time, and only earned $33 million, and that's including re-releases.
It's too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
Blade Runner probably bombed so badly because it came out at the same time as a certain other sci-fi film. Now that's stiff competition.
Ouch.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right.
Harold loves Maud. And Maud loves Harold.
Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination.
When they felt the spike touching their throat and knew I was going to kill them, I made them watch their own deaths.
Number 1, The Wizard of Oz. Back in 1939, this fantasy flick was just another musical, albeit an expensive one.
You cursed rat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
It cost over $2.7 million for all those crazy sets and costumes. But during its initial run, Oz only earned $3 million. The film might have faded away entirely if it weren't for re-releases and TV. But while it failed at the box office, Oz went on to become a childhood classic and was one of the first 25 films inducted into the National Film Registry.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild.
Not bad for a movie that barely broke even.
Tap your heels together 3 times. And think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Do you agree with our list? What critically acclaimed films do you think should have made the cut?
Thank you, Faye. You're a darling. Yeah. Bye.
For more amazing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Oh, dinner at 8, Harold. And do try and be a little more vivacious.